Hello and welcome to Red Gaming Tech for your daily dose of your latest gaming news and myself, Amata. Today is the 23rd of November and this time I have some rather interesting news as the legendary John Carmack, who was of course first brought into the limelight with legendary shooters such as Doom, Quake and more, has officially left id Software, which is a studio who actually co-founded back in 1991. And it said, quote, and this was actually from the studio director Tom Willits, just to clarify, John Carmack, who has become interested in focusing on things other than game development at id, has resigned from the studio. John's work on id Tech 5 and the technology for the current development work at id is complete, and his departure will not affect any current projects. We are fortunate to have a brilliant group of programmers at id who worked with John and will carry on id's tradition of making great games with cutting-edge technology. As colleagues of John for many years, we wish him well. Now, as some of you may already know, Carmack back in August actually began a position as Chief Technology Officer at Oculus Rift, where he has been actually working on the VR headset. At the time, its publishers, of course Bethesda, were adamant that John Carmack was still part of the studio, but obviously it's looking like that didn't really work out. And Carmack tweeted, quote, I wanted to remain a technical advisor for id, but it just didn't work out. Probably for the best, as the divided focus was challenging. And then a fan asked him via Twitter whether Carmack was going to bring the Oculus Rift to the PS4, and he actually replied saying, quote, Sony would have to allow support for the sensor interface. I'm not holding my breath. Now, I can't really blame him for saying that because, of course, Sony is developing their own VR headset, so they don't necessarily have to allow support for what would be, of course, a rival device to something that they are building. If it was a third-party thing, that someone else is building, they would say, okay, cool. But since they are currently working on a VR headset, they're not necessarily going to want to open themselves up to the competition. Now, if they don't end up releasing the VR headset to the public for whatever reason, we may see the Oculus Rift on the PS4, but to be honest, I don't think it's all that likely. And even the inventor himself has said, it's not going to happen this generation, maybe next generation, but even then, both companies will probably be working on or would have already released VR headsets or VR devices of their own by that point. So it's likely that the Oculus will be a PC-only device for the moment at least. It would be nice to see it reach a wider audience and the console audience as well, but it's not looking all that likely at the moment, unfortunately. Anyway, that is me done for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.